Ever wonder how an empire that ruled for nearly 1,000 years could just fall apart? Well, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Today, we're diving into 20 bizarre facts about the fall of the Roman Empire. Here's a wacky starter. Did you know Romans sometimes washed their clothes in urine? Yes, that was their secret to bright whites. Stick around as we explore more quirky and mind-boggling tidbits about the fall of one of history's greatest empires. Fact 1. Urine, not just waste. Urine played a surprising role in Roman daily life. Not only was it used for laundry, but it was also so valuable that Emperor Vespasian imposed a tax on it. Urine's ammonia was perfect for bleaching tunics and cleaning out the grime, a rather stinky affair but effective. This use of urine exemplifies how Romans were resourceful but often in ways that seem gross today. Vespasian's tax was famously unpopular, leading to the saying, pecunia non ole, or, money does not stink, highlighting how profits were often prioritized over pleasantness. Fact 2. A feast to die for. Romans loved a lavish feast, but they took it to extremes. Some feasts were so extravagant that they included items like peacock brains and live flamingo, showcasing the empire's wealth and opulence. These excessive feasts symbolized the social and economic disparities of the time. The elite's indulgence in such extravagance contrasted sharply with the empire's struggling economy, showcasing the unsustainable lifestyles that contributed to Rome's decline. Fact 3. Barbarian inclusion programs. As Rome's power waned, they started recruiting barbarians into their army. Yes, the very groups that were seen as threats were now defending the empire. This inclusion was a double-edged sword. While it bolstered Rome's military numbers, it also led to diminished loyalty within the ranks. Soldiers often had divided loyalties, which weakened the army's effectiveness and unity. Fact 4. The sack of Rome was a part-time job. In 410 AD, when the Visigoths sacked Rome, they only stuck around for 3 days. It was more of a smash and grab than a full-blown occupation. This quick raid underscores the opportunistic nature of the barbarian groups and the weakened state of Rome, which could no longer defend its borders effectively or deter such attacks. Fact 5. Emperors on speed dial. During its crisis in the 3rd century, Rome saw a rapid succession of emperors, over 20 in just 50 years, some reigning for only a few months. This rapid turnover destabilized the empire, as each new emperor often led to shifts in policies and disruptions in governance, illustrating the political chaos that contributed to Rome's downfall. Fact 6. The coin that wasn't. To combat financial troubles, some Roman coins were made with less silver, leading to hyperinflation. This devaluation was so severe that people started bartering goods instead of using currency. The economic impact of this decision was disastrous. It undermined trust in the currency and the economy, which is vital for any state's stability. Fact 7. A capital decision. In a bold move, Emperor Constantine shifted the capital from Rome to Byzantium in 330 AD, renaming it Constantinople. This wasn't just a change of scenery, it was a strategic shift eastward. This move reflected the shifting power dynamics within the empire, as the East was more economically vibrant and defensible. However, it also signaled the beginning of the end for the western part of the empire. Fact 8. Luxury laws. At one point, the Roman government tried to curb the empire's financial strain by passing laws to limit luxury expenditures, including banning certain lavish feasts. These laws were notoriously hard to enforce and often ignored, highlighting the difficulty in changing entrenched luxury habits among the elite. Fact 9. No more gladiators. The last known gladiatorial games were held in 404 AD. By this time, the empire was Christianizing, and the bloody sport was increasingly seen as morally unacceptable. This change reflects the shifting cultural and religious landscapes within the empire, where Christian values began to replace the old Roman pagan norms. Fact 10. When Rome wasn't built in a day. It's famous that Rome wasn't built in a day, but its fall wasn't overnight either. It was a gradual decline, marked by internal decay and external pressures that unfolded over centuries. Understanding this slow decline helps contextualize why it seemed like the empire could last forever, yet eventually crumbled under its own weight, proving that even the mightiest entities can fall. Fact 11. Vandals at the gates. In 455 AD, the Vandals, another barbarian group, sacked Rome, this time more thoroughly than the Visigoths. They looted the city for 2 weeks straight. This sacking was more devastating than the Visigoths' raid and showcased the empire's inability to protect its heartland, a stark indicator of its lost power and prestige. Fact 12. The last Roman emperor was a teenager. Romulus Augustulus, often considered the last Roman emperor of the West, was just a teenager when he was deposed in 476 AD. His deposition marks the traditional date for the fall of the Roman Empire. His youth and the ease with which he was overthrown symbolize the empire's fragility at its end. Fact 13. The name game. Romulus Augustulus's name was eerily reminiscent of both the first king of Rome, Romulus, and the first emperor, Augustus. It was as if history was wrapping itself up with a neat bow. This coincidence adds a poetic touch to the history of Rome, from its legendary foundation to its symbolic demise under an emperor whose reign echoed the greats of Rome's storied past. Fact 14. The Shadow Empire. Even after the fall of Rome in the West, the Eastern Roman Empire, or the Byzantine Empire, continued for nearly another 1,000 years until it fell in 1453. The endurance of the Byzantine Empire highlights the cultural and administrative split of the old Roman Empire and how its legacy continued in a different form, long after the West fell. Fact 15. The plague's role. The plague of Justinian, which struck in the 6th century, is thought to have killed millions, weakening the Byzantine Empire significantly and preventing it from reclaiming the Western territories. This event shows how external health crises could have as much impact on an empire's fortunes as military defeats or economic problems. Fact 16. The missing gold. After the Vandals sacked Rome, much of the city's wealth was taken to North Africa, where it seemingly disappeared from history. The loss of this wealth not only impoverished the city but also enriched the Vandals, allowing them to establish a kingdom in North Africa that would plague the Mediterranean for years to come. Fact 17. Christian conversions. The rise of Christianity fundamentally changed Roman society. As the empire fell, the church rose, filling the power vacuum and reshaping the cultural identity of Europe. The transformation from a pagan to a predominantly Christian society was one of the most significant legacies of the Roman Empire, influencing European history for centuries. Fact 18. Economic collapse. The Roman economy relied heavily on slaves. As the number of military conquests dwindled, so did the supply of slaves, leading to an economic downturn. This reliance on slavery shows the unsustainable economic practices of the empire and how changes in military fortunes directly affected the home economy. Fact 19. The split of Rome. The decision to split the Roman Empire into East and West was made by Emperor Diocletian in 285 AD, as a way to better manage the vast territories. This split made administrative sense but also diluted the power of the central government in Rome, setting the stage for the eventual fall of the Western Empire. Fact 20. Cultural assimilation. Ironically, many of the barbarian tribes that helped bring down Rome had assimilated into Roman culture, adopting its laws, dress, and even religion. This assimilation shows the complex relationship between Rome and the barbarian tribes and how cultural integration could both strengthen and weaken an empire. There you have it. 20 weird, wild, and somewhat wacky facts about the fall of the Roman Empire. From urine-based laundry to teenage emperors, it's clear that history is anything but dull. Thanks for tuning into Watercooler Facts. If you love these bizarre glimpses into ancient Rome, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more fascinating fact-fueled adventures. Until next time, keep those historical curiosities alive.